He's a little left of centre, which is not a bad thing unless you're voting. And I would like to say that I hope this guy becomes huge and famous, and that you guys can sit here and say, yeah, I fucking saw him win. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a very good friend of mine, Mr. Charnstar Anderson!
Dear Diary, hello and welcome to the second gig of mine for the year. A surprise gig that I didn't know was coming up, which is why I didn't mention it in the last vlog.
I guess I just don't live the rock and roll lifestyle of a rap artist,
So yeah, I had a nice gig up in Caloundra, which is about a 2-hour drive, especially with all the traffic. But unlike North Lakes, which was never worth the long drive, Caloundra was definitely more worth it. It was very warm room.
I want to shoot myself in the face with a shotgun.
Not everyone's jokes were really catching on.
Because no one wants their lungs to be filled with rat! Play on words.
But the big hitters all killed. Even though the audience wasn't laughing so much.
Rembrandt! That's where they went. There's a very funny reference to the world's greatest art theft. That's fine, no one keeps up with today's art theft.
You could tell that they appreciated it. They were smiling. When I went to the bathroom in the break, I overheard them talking about how great the last 2 acts were. You know, they didn't get a lot of laughs, but they still did get laughs.
I ran down the window and I yelled out, "Why?" If you have laughed at that, if you could explain it to the rest of the fucking audience.
Which is good. Kind of ruins my whole theory of the further north you go, the crappier gigs are. Bummer. Very fun night. Met a lot of new people who had moved up from Melbourne and stuff, so that's always fun. Not an overall eventful gig. I just, again, did the same 5 minutes I did last time.
Oh, that's iron. In Welsh. That's how you spell it in my homeland of Wales. 1,000 points.
This time I did have 7 minutes, so I did tack on some stuff on the end about Australia Day.
Day's coming up. Who's excited about that? Australia Day! Woo! Hate to break it to you, we have, no culture.
It was a set that I wrote a long time ago, but never got the chance to use, and now that Australia Day is coming up, hey, may as well use it. That stuff didn't go nearly as well as the raw stuff.
You know, Vegemite, and the other ones are made from Mars! Little known fact, Mars is made of primarily salt.
It did go well. One bit went really well, and I knew that because that was a really well-written gig. I wrote it.
Pineapple. Tropical fruit. Fuck yeah!
No, it was a good bit, and it did go down well, and I loved that. Still, it sucks that Raw is coming up, because when Raw's coming up, I want to focus on that 5 minutes, and I don't get the chance to try all that new stuff, which is why I'm glad that this room had a 7-minute set, instead of just the normal 5, because I had a little room to try something new, so I just did 2 minutes of new material.
You know, they call it the duck-billed platypus. What other fucking platypuses do they expect?
Thought I was being heckled at one point, because I heard someone speak. I knew it was a group of 4 guys who had just come in before the break, and they seemed a bit toss-potty. So I thought I was going to get the chance to fucking take down some hecklers. But no, not really. The guy just said, "Oh, this is the first time."
Most definitely my first time.
First time doing what?
And I was trying to, like, get out what he meant. But I spent way too much time focusing on it, and it wasn't even a bad thing. He was just saying, he was kind of giving me a compliment about how pretty I looked, which was nice.
You were too kind. Buy me a drink later, maybe we can talk.
So I just made a real quick joke about it when I found out what the fuck he was talking about. It was a bummer that I didn't know what he was talking about, because I did focus way too much time on it. As I was told tonight, if no one hears it, there's no point in bringing it up, and because I could barely hear it, yeah, probably people didn't hear it either.
You have to speak up. I have a microphone, so it's easy. I can talk very quietly, and you can still hear me. For some reason, I'm Transylvanian.
So I should have just ignored it, but I was hoping it was something bad so I could... But no, it was just nice. For the new year, I really wanted to focus on doing more transvestite acts, but not mentioning it. Yeah, I think this is my first transvestite gig that I specifically don't mention it. And I did mention it at one point. I opened the set by being kissed by the MC.
Love it! The perks of the jobs, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I did open with a joke about it.
Guess I'm just not your type. It's always the dick thing. Fuck!
So hopefully next time, I mean, for Raw, I won't be mentioning it. So, we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, thanks for listening. You guys have a good night now. Hopefully Pete will have his one up soon. I'll see you around.
I'll leave you on that disgusting take. Thank you very much. Welcome back, Stu Pitcher.